Welcome back to our third closeout session. We have just finished up week 3 for Brain Injury Awareness Month. I'm Michelle. I'm from BEST, and we're here with Annie from Global Brain Injury Awareness and Christy and Lisa from BEST. We're really excited about kind of closing out week 3, and I'm really excited about week 4. So before I give you my thoughts about week 4, Annie, how do you feel about week 3? How have things been going with you, and are you getting some feedback from people?
I am, yeah. It's been really, really interesting. I think the week really shows, how unique brain injury is for each individual. And I think every perspective that's been shared has been, really fascinating, actually, because there are always things within your own experience that you're kind of aware of, but not completely aware of. And then when other people talk about them, it's like lots of little bells going off in your head. So from that perspective, I think, yeah, very, very useful week, and very pleased to see, people engaging with the videos, and enjoying them. I think from the public point of view is, none of us want to think about anything that hasn't ever happened to us. But the likelihood is that you probably do know somebody with brain injury. I think we mentioned this before. They might just never tell you. And it's always useful information to know. So, yeah, I think it's been a really, really successful week.
Yeah, absolutely. And Christy, we're going to go to you next. One thing that I just want to confirm with you. So it's really interesting what we've done, because I think we have 39 people, Christy, that you guys interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the videos that we've put out each day has anywhere from 4 to 5 or 6 different people. So a total of 39 people from around the world actually engaged with us in this process. So it's been a really, really great project. And I think week 3 has been phenomenal, because to realize, to start with week 2 and say, this is what we didn't know, and now we know all of this information. And I think one of the next steps is, what can we do with this now? So Christy, what are your thoughts?
Well, kind of reviewing what last week was about, that, the brain, each person is different. And so when each brain injury happens, it affects a person differently. The brain is the control center of the whole body. And when it gets damaged, it disrupts and changes so many things, as I think we have shared this week of what we know. Because of the variety of changes to a person, there also, you'll know and heard about, that there are a variety of growth and time variances with the recovery. And so if you or a person, or a loved one of yours, has suffered a brain injury, you now know that your experience is unique. And that's one thing that I came up with. And also that even when it's unique, we also have so many things that we share in common. And it's nice to see and hear about those things, that we're not the only one. And so I hope that this has been helpful for people that think that they're all alone. And I also think and hope that it'll help people that are caregivers or living with somebody that has a brain injury.
Yeah, that's very true. And just as a reminder, if you think back to week 1, which seems like a long time ago now, but if you think back to week 1, we've met people that were recently injured within the last year or 2. We've met people that were injured as far back as 20 years or more, in some cases 30 years. So there's a lot to learn, and that's kind of our transition into the next area. So Lisa, finish us out with week 3, and then we'll talk just a bit about week 4.
So I thought it was really fascinating, the journey that all the wonderful people we interviewed shared with us. And again, to reiterate, there is no timeline for recovery, for gaining insight, and it's never too late to learn how to live with your brain injury. I think that is critical. I think there were so many people that could benefit from continued rehabilitation and continued therapy, continued involvement with the brain injury community, because I think we as a collection are a good resource for people to reach out to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think BEST is trying to become one of those resources, and we're doing a good job. Annie's site is just a phenomenal resource. So if you have not seen Annie's site for global brain injury awareness, you really need to go there, because it is such a wealth of information, not only about and by and for professionals, but more importantly for survivors. And Annie has such an amazing way of expressing herself and her experience that we really, really recommend that. I want to close out week 3 with just sort of a quick introduction to week 4. And it's sort of, my own excitement as I have been doing all the editing for the videos. There have been so many people, you won't see all of them, but so many people have talked about the benefit of using technology, and that they've learned that technology is a tool that they can use to really help them in their recovery, both now and in the future. And so, because of my own personal bias and my own personal interest in this, it was just really nice to hear that. And I know that Christy and Lisa didn't sway them in that direction. They were just very basic questions. So I hope that you enjoy week 4. I hope that you get as much out of it as we did. And we are really excited about week 5, which is what everyone can do now after their brain injury. So thank you again. We will see you next week for our final send-off, basically. Have a wonderful week. Please check us out, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.